that. We're going off the range now because I had some other ideas. Of course, you know I did, right? That's how I am. And I got to thinking about, I've been thinking about ways to use stencils with materials that are not exactly your standard materials. So, rubbings. And I've been thinking about rubbings with oil pastel. So this is oil pastel, and it has some paint on the back. This is oil pastel with some paint on the back. And I'm going to show you how I did this because I just am starting to think that this is a really good idea. So I did two kinds of rubbings with the stencils. I did rubbings with water-soluble, which are going to be Inktense, and then I did rubbings with the oil pastel products, which are not water-soluble. I want to show you how to do both, and you could do these with any stencil. I've got a little piece of, this is just a piece of deli paper here. I'm going to tear it in half with my trusty ruler, and then I'm going to show you what I did. Okay. So let's work with the oil pastel first, which would be this look and this look. Now I'm just going to tell you, first off, one of the reasons I don't use oil pastels too much in my work, in my journals and so forth, is it just seems like they never dry. They always seem sticky. And I'm always like, I don't know, they just kind of bug me. But I can tell you right now, there is no sticky here. And I'm going to show you how I did that. No sticky. It's pretty cool. So I'll make this one, all right? So here's the stencil. This is the section of the stencil I'm going to work with. I'm going to lay the stencil down, and I'm going to put the deli on top of the stencil because I'm going to be doing a rubbing, okay? And I'm going to get a couple colors of oil pastels. These are, I've got a bunch of different brands in here. These are Sennelier, and these things are super oily, super kind of juicy sort of, so they just don't dry down at all, like forever. These are the Caran d'Ache. These are wax oil pastels. They're the same deal. They just stay a little bit, I don't know, like they just don't dry down. More Sennelier, and this is a Van Gogh. So I'm gonna just do some rubbings on here and then I'll show you how this works, okay? It's almost like, if you haven't used oil pastels, there's very inexpensive ones on the market, and they're almost like a really creamy crayon, almost like a lipstick consistency. So very nice to pull a rubbing with because they're so creamy, and they just you know, they really pull up the texture from underneath that stencil, the stencil that's underneath rather. So here we are. And you can even kind of, look how you can even blend them in with this yellow one. I'm kind of blending it in there with the pink and with the red. You don't have to get expensive oil pastels to do this. I'm making the end a little dirty, so I might want to clean that up later. All right, so I'm going to move the stencil out from under. So now I've got this piece of deli paper and this oil pastel's on it. And this is sticky as could be. And if you put this in your journal, you're going to get it on your hands every time you turn to that page. And it's just going to be kind of yuck yuck. So I'm going to show you what I did today. And I don't know, maybe there's been people doing this. I've never thought of it, honestly, till today. And then I just thought of it, and it turned out so nice. I was pretty excited. I took Dina Wakley's white paint, and I just put a little bit on this. This is just one of those shaping tools. You could put this on like an old hotel room key or just anything you wanted. You could use white gesso or whatever. And this is the side with the oil pastel rubbing on it. This is the sticky side. It's up, okay? and I just coat it with the white. Doesn't have to be white. You could use any color, anything. And again, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking about collage parts for other works. It's just something I do a lot, is I make parts to use in my other works. And then I always have work on hand that is very unique and exclusive to me. It's not, you know, store-bought or anything. All right, so now when this dries, this will be totally smooth. It will no longer feel sticky. But then let's look at the other side. And look at that. It is just as vibrant as the original side. And I'm gonna tell you guys, I just was a little bit surprised by that. I don't know why I never thought of it. So I'm like, and so this is the back side of it. Could you use a spray fix? Yeah, you could, absolutely. I'm just always, I don't like the smell of those things. And I like putting the white behind it or another color because it really pops in, you know, the little stenciled parts too, whereas a spray fixative, it isn't gonna pop to that extent. So I honestly thought I might have been onto something here. I just thought it was a little different. And so anyway, that is one thing that I was thinking would be fun to do as a rubbing with oil pastels. Because